Joining me now is CEO of Otso Gold, Brian Wesson. Brian, welcome to INN CEO Talks. Like with everybody, I want to start by asking you, what's your symbol? What market are you on? So that when people right now can jot down how to find you and in which market, because after this conversation, they're going to be probably as enthusiastic about what you're doing as I am, because I find that what you're doing is quite extraordinary. So let's just start off with your symbol, the market that you're on, and then we'll start to talk about this really interesting project that you're developing in Finland.
Thank you, Stuart. Yes, our symbol is the same as our name, Otso, which is the mythical bear from Finland. So it's OTSO on the TSXV exchange. As I say, we do trade on other exchanges as well, but that is the main trading platform for the company. As far as sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay, let's talk about this project, because when I was doing my research looking at it, I'm going, holy smokes, you're not just a startup stage. You're a well-developed property that's ready to go. Tell us about the property and then give us a little bit of history about it, okay?
Yes, Stuart. I mean, we just, on our side, we look for projects which have had money, which have fallen by the wayside for some reason, and have got huge value to unlock. I mean, that's our biggest focus. We've been doing this for 40 years. We all, I suppose, well seasoned around the world, have done a lot of these projects. And so this one, I mean, the great thing about it, it's built. They spent something like 250 million euros building the mine, 2 million ton mine built by Outokumpu and Metso Minerals, which is both number ones of mineral processing in the world, both in Finland. And so we've got a mine open cut. So open cuts, cheap to run. And the only thing we're doing is cleaning up the mine plan. So it needs, the ore body needs good miners. And unfortunately, if you look at the history of the mine, which goes right back to 2009, it's never had really experienced people. It's been mostly people which were either bankers or people that sort of knew of a mine, not knew a mine. And so we're very excited about it. I mean, we're trading around 12, 15 million market cap. And we're better than most companies that are sitting at 300 million, because if you look at a lot of them, they don't have process plants. And as you know, the risk of construction, the risk of funding, 200 million to build a plant, and then the risk of building it. We've seen so many mines try build and spend, which like this one, they spent 3 times the capex building the mine and took 2 years. The budget was $1 million and €1 million and 1 year. So, and that's really why it's in its predicament. It just took too long and never really got up and going. And then gold price dropped in the mid 2000s, and 2015, gold price came down and they weren't in stable production. So we're fully licensed. Finland's great country, number 2 in the world for mining. Lots of skilled people. 30% of the country's got a degree. Yeah, the mining university up the road. And the biggest thing is everybody's saying, well, you got 379,000 ounces in M&I. Why don't you just mine? And that's what's happened both other times. People don't do the work. When you're spending huge money and going into the mining projects, if you get them wrong, you just bleed. So it's important to do the work before you get going. But yeah, we're excited. We on the brink. We've cleaned up the company, and we're on the brink of moving forward.
What was interesting is when I was reading the background on the mine site, because you look at it and you go, okay, this is a functioning mine site. It was running, but it's as though they didn't sort of put into place the building blocks in the order that you needed to, because I think you talked about the fact that they haven't really done the geological work that confirms what the resource is that's there. You've stepped in and started to do that work now. So where are we at in that process?
So what we did is we launched. So we recognized with Tetra Tech and Boyd out of Denver, we recognized that we needed to understand the structural geology, because it's always with these sort of things, you mine for structure and you get the gold. I mean, we've got up to 100 grams in places. Did drilling this year. We got 10 meters over 10 grams over 2 meters. So we started a drilling program. We've done 1900 meters. We're sending about 570 assays off to the lab, most probably tomorrow morning, and we've got another 1,000 to go. And then we'll start our drilling program again. We slowed down with COVID, and obviously I was stuck in Australia, but I need to now get out of Australia, which Australia's lightening up, even though we're only having, you know, 2 to 6 cases a day. So very different to the rest of the world. But yeah, we'll start drilling most probably in the next 3 weeks, and we want to get. So we're going to redo the PEA with Boyd, John T. Boyd out of Denver. We'll redo the PEA. So his last PEA in 2018 put an NPV at 1,700 gold of 201 million US dollars on it, with a 71.5% IRR. So the PEA that's in the market shows it's highly profitable, but we'll update the PEA mostly looking at mine plan, and then we'll do this drilling. When we'll see a big uplift in the resources when we finish this drilling. But in the next 4 months, we're going to finish the drilling, and we'll actually do a PEA, a feasibility, and 2 resource reports, and get to Christmas, so we're ready to move forward. Then the big thing is training people, writing procedures, training people. 1st of April, April Fool's Day, but if that's a good day, we're going to start the mine, which is spring, the first day of spring in Finland. Finland, we can mine through winter, but you don't want to start a mine in winter because it's just not ideal. Yeah, you need the rhythm going and then get into winter.
Yeah, I know you get into some pretty harsh winters up there. Once you're up and operational, that's fine. But as you point out, getting started at that time. You touched on earlier about the fact that you're in Finland, which is a highly sophisticated country with a great educated workforce and strong infrastructure. Where exactly in Finland are you? Like, are you right up along that the gulf that runs between Sweden and Finland, so that you have good access to marine transportation?
Well, we're on the Gulf of Bothnia, as you say, and we're right in the middle. So if you look at where Lapland is, you look where Helsinki is, we're right in the middle. So the climate's, I mean, we don't see anything like Lapland. We've got Ulu, the international airport, an hour away. We're on the port of Rai, which is a big iron ore port. Steel, all these fancy steels they make in Rai. We've got nuclear power, a nuclear station there. Plus, 80% of our power comes from windmills. So, if you look at our labour policies, you look at our green power, and you look at, we work very closely with ELY, which is the Department of Economy and Environment. And, the policies, are good policies for the world. People say, oh, Finland, can you mine there? And everybody works together. Everybody understands that we all work together for the best of the environment, the best for the people, and the best, obviously, for the economy, plus, obviously, our shareholders. So you have to do things right. If anybody believes they're going to go to Finland and not do it right, well, then don't go to Finland. But in this day and age, mining companies, you need to be green. You need to look after the environment. You need to look after your people and the landowners and the general people around. So yeah, as I say, everything's in place. The plant was running in 18 or 19, April 19 it closed. So yeah, excited to move forward.
Well, you touched on a number of points that I wanted to, visit with regards to Finland, because I have to admit, I have not looked at any projects that are in Finland, and I didn't even think of it as a mining region. What's the history of mining in the area, and then what's the regulatory environment? Because, investors are always asking themselves, okay, what's the risk when I go into a territory that I don't know? Is there a regulatory environment that ensures that everything's done properly and that my interests are being protected? What's Finland's reputation there?
Well, as I said, it's number 2 for mining in the world. The royalties is 0.15%. I don't think we've done most probably 20 countries, projects around the world, and never have I seen 0.15% royalty. So royalties are very low. I mean, people get like labor, they get free schooling, free housing, well not free housing, free schooling and free medical. So it's a very good developed country. The systems work, everything works. The people are, as I say, highly educated. Um, it's one of the great places to work. I mean, the education is the same as Canada and Australia. It's so it's very easy compare. I mean, we've done South Korea, Spain, Fiji. We looked at Papua New Guinea, but that was a tough place. So we've been in a lot of countries around the world, and Finland's definitely one of the best. And if you look at mining, it's well developed. I mean, as I say, Outokumpu, the ground we got is actually ex-Outokumpu mining ground. When Outokumpu decided let's go make process equipment only, they sold off all their ground, which you'd think that they would have had good ground in their own backyard, because they're a very wealthy Finnish company. And so, you know, the two biggest mining process companies come out of Finland. So Finland has got a huge history of mining, like Europe. Most of Europe has got a real history, and then it all died down, I suppose, about 20 years ago. But it's all coming back now. But some big mines in Finland as well.
Right. The company itself, when you came across it, of course, it had reached that point where it was no longer financially viable for them to operate under the structure that they were. They were carrying debt that was unsustainable. You came in and you have now restructured it. Tell us a little bit about that restructuring, rebranding, and where are we at as far as that company structure is concerned as we move forward?
Yeah, Stuart. I suppose the big thing is to get the base to move forward. And everybody says, well, why haven't you moved quicker? Because obviously gold's gone up. We're pushing $2,000. But the issue is you have to get it right. We had to start on we've been working on geology for the last year. Our audit, in my wisdom or stupidity, I don't know what it was, I sent in PwC out of Canada in November, and we dug right down back to 2015 when the Canadian company got hold of the asset, and we cleaned all the accounts up, and we got a clean bill of health. And that took us from November, then COVID, so the Canadian auditors couldn't get to site. So it's been quite a challenge getting it out. But the nice thing is we've got a clean audit, so we actually got suspended for a few days, mostly, but we got it right. And I suppose then as far as the debt goes, we had a very expensive gold loan. We've been working very closely with Pandion Mine Finance out of New York, and they've taken a big haircut on their debt, restructured it, which has given us the runway to move forward. So you'll see our last year, we actually physically booked something like 17 million profit. Meantime, it was all just getting rid of gold loans and debt. And so the good thing is we've got the runway. We still owe them 23 million, but out in 2021. And when you start looking at this, if we fill the plant, which is 6,000 tons a day, and we go a conservative grade of 1.5 grams, the mine can produce over 90,000 ounces. And at today's gold prices, you're looking at 40 million euro free cash every year, about a 200 million turnover. So it's an exciting project. And I suppose one of the big things is it's here and now.
Yes.
All the other projects, if I'm sitting saying, oh, sure, we're going to build a plant, I have to find debt, which debt today is hard. And on a good day, it's a year. I mean, we've built plants. We've got our own engineering company which builds gold, uranium, everything around the world. And yeah, I mean, the best we've done is 12 months from starting design to commissioning the gold plant. So,
wow.
You've got 12 months and you've got $200 million to find. It's not easy, but yet share prices are climbing. But on our side, as I say, because we've been clean, we haven't really, I think this is the first since, it was probably 1-1 over a year ago. I haven't really done any promotion of the company or even talked to anybody. We've been busy with doing the work. So it's exciting times. And yeah, we will get into production over 90,000 ounces in April.
Yeah.
which for 15 million market cap company, even if we 100% wrong, most probably everybody still makes money.
Well, you're in a pretty good position right now. As you say, you're finishing off the geological work. You've got the company restructured. You've got your finances manageable and in order. And once you go, your path to production is, well, it's weeks because everything's set to go, and you're in a good mining jurisdiction. It'll be quite exciting. I'm going to be watching to see how things unfold, and hopefully you'll come back and give us an update in the next month or two.
Oh, definitely. I think it's here and now. Things are going to happen quickly. As I say, I mean, Boyd's happy for us to start mining, but we're just drilling to make sure it's more managing the grade. I mean, anybody can mine, but it's managing 6,000 tons a day at that head grade. I mean, that's really what's the difference between good mines and bad mines is the management of the daily. If you do 6,000 tons every second day, that's very nice, but you're not going to go very well. So it's really knowing what you're doing and doing it properly.
Well, I understand why you're anxious to get up there from Australia, but you want to get there before the weather turns a little too cold because you're going to be leaving that Australia spring and summer behind you when you head north. But this looks like a very exciting opportunity. Brian, thanks for taking the time to bring us up to date, and look forward to checking in with you again shortly.
Thank you, Stuart. Go well.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers.